presented by Cabot. But again, thanks to you lovely people, we're going to be playing this one in CGA as well. Now, I will let you know that I've only beaten this in CGA a few times. And yes, I will be leaving the Mega Man music going in the background because you gotta have the Mega Man 3 music when you play the Mega Man 3 game, right? It's a little bonus from me to you. Alright. That game over screen music. Perfect. Before we've even started anything. Embrace the silence. You know what? Nah. Alright. Let's go ahead and we'll do that. We'll go ahead and not do that then. Anyways. Alright, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Alright. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, well maybe we'll go. So we have 6 Mega Man bosses, and you'll see that all 6 bosses seem to represent characters that you know and love for other megamans. We're gonna take on Sharkman, who is probably the most unique as far as the faces of the bosses as compared to the other ones. But you get to see the swimming. Yes, you do quite a bit of swimming in this particular Mega Man. There's only a few Mega Mans that actually feature swimming. This is one of them. Ow! Immediately face tanked by the merman. One of the things you don't want to do in this game is face tank anything. Getting shot, sure, that's fine, but face tanking something is where you get the most damage. So ideally, you don't want to do that. One of the biggest challenges of CGA Mega Man, though, here is that it's very difficult to actually see where your ledges and places where you can actually swim through in this particular game. It was going to be a race. Unfortunately, Liz couldn't make it this morning, so it's just going to be me, which is fine. For reference, Liz is actually the current world record holder. I held it for quite a while. Then Liz took it back, and then I took it back, and then she took it back. Yeah, there's been a bit of exchange going on for the record for a while. Currently, she does still have it with a time of about 17:31, I believe, which is phenomenal. My current PB is actually in 18:30, so she did some work. Props to Liz for that. And this lobster's not going to play nice. Okay. That lobster's a bit of RNG. He can go wherever the heck he feels like, and unfortunately, he felt like going into my face. So, that's fine. So yes, both Liz and I have been contenders to the world record for this, and I do have to do some work to see if I can get it back from her, but 17:31 is going to be a heck of a time to beat, so we'll see what happens. But this is Mega Man 3 FDOS, as I said. It features some pretty rad, getting spikes in the back, some pretty rad bosses, and almost all the bosses share the exact same fighting pattern, with the exception of 2. All of the bosses will just try to leap over your head and try to get on the other side of you. If they manage to get to the other side of the screen, they will actually throw something at you. 2 of the bosses have a slightly different pattern, but Sharkman here, he's going to follow by the easy pattern, which, like I said, most of these bosses will follow. Yeah, he's going to throw something at me. And boss 1 is down. Look at that glorious Dr. White. No, it's not Dr. Light, it's Dr. White, because you can't see anything. Alright. We're going to go on to Wave Man next, who looks an awful lot like Airman. Just saying. Alright. We got our radioactive guy here. We're going to take him out because, you know. Why not? Ow! Bees! Not the bees! Thank goodness. The bees are trouble in more than one place in this game. The goal is to try to make them as little trouble as possible. And in some places, it's impossible. You just gotta deal with the bees. Okay, I'm going that way. For a second there, I thought I was going the wrong way. See, that's what happens when you don't keep up your practice. And you're just like, I don't know where I'm going. So we've got the Pistons of Death, and at the end of the Pistons of Death is not the pathway that you want. The end of the Pistons of Death is an E-Tank, which is great. That's one of the early E-Tanks we could get, but it is a major waste of time in a speedrun, so not worth it. Also, one of the interesting things I like to say about Mega Man 3 is that the ledges are more of a suggestion than actual rules. Most of the ledges, if you get hit while standing on them, will just push you down through the ledge. So, yeah, ledges are more guidelines than actual rules. Why this color scheme? This color scheme is probably the most atrocious color scheme possible, and y'all paid for it, so y'all gonna get it. We don't need to do. We're taking the time doing this. We're gonna jump this. All right, we're gonna pause and show you some PB Swolt here in just a moment. PB Swolt. And he's done. This is what you came to see. Yes, 99% of the paths lead to absolutely nothing new in this game. This is true. This is by far one of the more amazing Mega Man games of all time. Since we picked up Wave Man's weapon, we're going to go visit Metal Man. I'm sorry, Torch Man. I'm going to immediately drop down the ladder. This is actually probably the hardest for as far as mazes in the game is concerned. The water shooter. This one's the hardest maze-wise because you have to come down, and if you don't, you wind up going to the top of the maze, and you actually dead end very quickly. So it kind of sucks. Anything for me? Nope. Don't really need it anyways. It's fine. Yeah, you'll end up going into a wall, and you'll have to come all the way back around. Thankfully, nothing respawns, but the turrets are by far the most dangerous in this game. Ow. Thank you. Thank you. Because the turrets can continue to eat up your health very, very quickly, because they're a pain in the backside to dodge. Case in point. And these guys are very on point. Remember what I said about ledges being mostly guidelines and actual rules? This is where that really comes into play pretty hard. Because these climbs like this require you to jump on a lot of these ledges. And these turrets will knock you off of every single one of them. Alright, we're going to grab this little health. Hopefully our plant dude doesn't troll us and knock us down. Oh, no troll. Nice. That plant guy could be all the way to the right, and he can actually blast you right back down the steps. And we're getting trolled by the flower instead. Alright. PB Swolt. Water, please. Hardest boss in the game. There we go. And there goes Switchman. Don't blink. Oh, shoot. Alright. Alright, so next we have Bitman, or Hardman. Hardman? Bitman. Yeah, it's Bitman. Bitman is one of the two bosses that has his own unique pattern, for as far as movement. And we just got face tanked by the... Oh, you can see how much hitting that guy, running into that guy 3 times, how much health that has done to me. So he can literally kill you in 4 hits, which is insanity. Meanwhile, everything else is just like, eh, I'm gonna poke you. That's what you get. And again, turrets being on point. Here's the mosquitoes. We're not done seeing the mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are definitely the true warriors of this game. I'm gonna try to... Oops! Oh, one of the only places in the game that you can insta-die. And I face tanked it like a boss. That's fine. Don't worry about it. You might get to see that again. Let's see here. And stop. Yeah, we're not going to let this guy face tank us this hard. All right. Again, legends are suggestions, not actual rules. Don't worry about it. There is a health down here if you miss this jump. I'm just going to go ahead and miss the jump on purpose. Not that it matters. I was already pretty high on health. All right, we got bees again. Bee has decided to be a gracious host and not pelt me in the face with him. Alright. The lava is actually not insta-death as you would think it would be in a Mega Man game. Thankfully, it's not, but it does tend to do a phenomenal amount of damage if you stay in it for too long. I am going to go ahead and grab the magical hidden E-Tank. By the way, it took me forever to figure out how to get that E-Tank. So there's a little hint for you. Invisible oil cans. Alright. Alright. Mosquito is going to play nice, so we're going to go ahead and keep going. That Mosquito is, again, the true hero of Dr. Wily's army. He will knock you into that hole every time. Alright. And up to the top. PB Swolt. This is Bitman. He waits over there. You can't hit him until he starts moving. And then you can just melt him with some fire. It plays more like a Mega Man game only because we have the speed cranked up to about the point where it feels like a normal Mega Man game. But, yeah, okay. Next is Blade Man, which it looks like Magnet Man, I think? Kind of like Magnet Man. Just kind of remodeled it by a little bit. Okay. I hope you like swimming, because we're going to get to do it again here. Blade Man's entire stage is basically swimming. And we're going to keep going, keep going, keep going. Swim, 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 swim. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Swim, 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 swim. You can take that guy out, and you can get another free E-Tank. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and get that other free E-Tank, because I took the time to kill him, so I might as well. Alright. We got a couple guys here. Just kind of swim by. By the way, you're going to see some massive frame droppage here in a few moments, or bit rendering issues in a few moments. Don't worry about it. It's perfectly normal. Do not adjust your television sets or computer monitors. It is perfectly normal and acceptable. Controls of swimming is pretty funky because it's like skating on ice underwater. I'm gonna wait for these guys to pass. Because again, getting body tanked by those guys is bad. Okay, rip rendering. Rip rendering. Rip. Not only does it rip rendering, it also slows down immensely for playing as well. It's not just the rendering. Alright. Mobile Venus flytraps. Let you fire again, and we'll just dodge everything else you can throw at us. Yeah, okay, like I said, turret's on point. We should be alright here. And upcoming here is the chamber that's probably the worst, most difficult chamber in the game. Because you not only have to dodge this laser, you also have to dodge the horrible water droplet. And remember what I said about ledges being a suggestion, a guideline more than an actual rule? Yeah, this is where that suggestion really shows its dividends. Alright. By the way, Radioactive Man, or whatever this guy's actual name is, his weakness is oil, which you get in the normal speedrun routing, the very last boss that you kill. Yeah, most weapons in this game are pretty OP, especially against the bosses. Every creature has its weakness, but the boss it wastes enough time that it's not really valuable to continue to switch to a different weapon. Oh, too soon, too soon. Yep, dodge that laser like a boss. All right, all right. We get to take the best path, top path, best path, because you don't have to deal with. Oh, and I just fell down anyways. You're at the top immediately, so it's quite useful. Then I fell down immediately, so I wasted it. So that's fine. Don't worry about it. That's fine. Yeah, but we've pretty much passed the hardest part of this game. Blade Man stage is kind of ridiculous. All right, and since the last thing we got was the bit beam, we're gonna use the bit beam and melt the Blade Man. Mega Man, you have defeated Blade Man. You can install Blade Launcher. Blade Launcher is great against two bosses. Flashman here, as well as Croak version 2. You saw Croak version 1 in Mega Man 1 DOS. You get to see him in version 2 here. But he is not holding Dr. Wily. No, he's his own fight. You get to fight Dr. Wily in his acid containment center. We'll get to that very soon. Yeah, hop the gaps. These creatures don't shoot at you, which is nice. Oh, I got lasered. Yeah. Oh, I got lasered again. Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Turrets on point. Turrets on point. The turrets are the real final boss of this game. Huh. He just died. I didn't even kill him. It wasn't even me. Alright, we are going to take out this bee for safety because bees! You can make it up here without killing that bee, but it has to be very, very good timing, and if you don't get it the first time, it's really not worthwhile to do that without killing the bee. Because the bee is the true boss of this stage. Alright. Alright, got him. And we're just gonna pass by. So some of the cool things that you can see, you'll see in this game is if you if you end up dying, anything that you've killed or done damage to retains the damage or death. So all of these guys here, these radioactive dudes, if I come back in this, if I die for some reason, all the ones that I've killed will remain dead, coming back through. Another fun trick. There's a Met just off screen here. If you stand just off screen, you can actually kill that Met without having to have him shield himself. So you can actually you can kill him without ever seeing him. It's slower, not necessarily the fastest speed strat, but you know, whatever. All right, Mosquito, true boss of the stage again. A lot of true bosses of this stage. Where'd the Mosquito go? Oh, there he is. He's back. Come on, Mosquito. There you go. The turret here isn't even the problem; it's the mosquitoes. The mosquito doing work here. All right, here we go. And PB swole. And gone. Retain death. Yes, if you've killed a target and you die, that target will remain dead. Which is kind of interesting, how that works in this game. Alright, here we go. Dr. Wily. Let's go. Final stage. Longest stage, hardest stage, technically. Also the most opportunity for instant death. So we're going to just take our time. Now we could switch to our oil shot here. Hey, look, a 1-up. You actually got to see one of those. Cool. Alright, Bitman, we use the torch on. Hup, Wabooski. Also, of note, retain death. Also of note, in this stage, there is one place where you can absolutely 100% soft lock. And I don't know that there's a good way to really, truly avoid it. It just kind of happens. Well, one of the two soft locks, yes. The other soft lock, since, you know, reasons. The first soft lock is coming into the stage. There's nothing really you can do to avoid it. If it happens, it happens. You just gotta sit there and wait and think about why you cannot get ye flask. The other one is there's two doors. You see how you go through these doors? You see how you transition through? If I were able to touch that door from the other side, I can't transition back to the other side. It just simply can't. So how is that relevant to, you know, the soft lock? Well, there is a place here where those two doors are vertical of each other. Oh, pro turret here. Wow, weapon. Wow, weapon. Can you jump? I know you're running on fumes here, but you know you'd be all right. Acid bath, instant death, by the way. You'll see here the two doors. If you hit the top door too low, you'll phase to the bottom door, and you cannot finish the stage. So you actually have to game over. Hey, I said Shark Blade. Alright. So I'm going to do my best to try not to jump low, because if you jump too low, you soft lock. There we go. Because it will just clip you through the bottom of the floor there, and you're just stuck. You have to game over and then come back into the stage. It's really atrocious. All right. Oh no. Okay. That's fine. Ow. Again, remember, ledges are only a suggestion. Baby Swole. Bye. Alright, so I could go up and get the E-Tank. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just pass by, because I already have 2 extra E-Tanks. By the way, these jumps are pretty atrocious as well. They're really, really rough distances, and you have to make them pretty much perfectly. Otherwise, you don't get enough height or distance, and you just kind of get stuck. There's one more of those sections left. Bitman, for you. We don't want to use all our Bit Beam there, because we do have a Croak fight. Croak is weakest to the Bit Beam. But we also have... Oop. Ow. There we go. He has a second weakness, so if we don't have enough Bit Beam, we can use our blades instead. Wow, why is this going so slow? I just looked at the time and realized we're well over estimate at this point. That would be because CGA runs much slower. And I did not compute that, so my apologies. Don't worry about that. But we are at the end of the game. Yep. Like I said, I haven't played. Okay, by the way, cool trick here. Can I do it? No, it won't let me do it. Okay. You can actually jump through that floor. Alright, so we're going to go around here. We're going to grab that. We're going to grab some health. And we're going to switch to our Bit Beam, because it is actually much stronger. Alright, cool. We're going to switch to our Shark Blade first. Grab this extra health here. Do this. Switch to our Wave. Hopefully we're tucked away in the corner far enough. Doesn't matter. We're alright. We got E-Tanks galore. And Phase 2, Dr. Wily. CGA runs not only slower, not only lower graphics, but slower as well. So, and oh, we are out of things. That's fine. We can just buster him down. Pea shooter. Now you start hitting me. Alright, and that is GG. Wily's Rave, yes.